Hey good people, again in today's video it's going to be a short video. We will be talking about routes parameters. It's really important topic, so I will try to go with it quickly because we will have more details when we apply the real project. So for now we will just introduce you to what routes parameters are and how to use them. So to do that, guys, let's just go to the browser. Let's assume that we have a route here. I'm just gonna give you a use case so you can better understand how to use the routes parameters. So let's assume that I have multiple users, a lot of users, but I want information about single user. So that user can be accessed by, let's say, let's say users route, and then that user have an ID. So how can I identify which user? Sorry. How can I identify which user I want to deal with? If I want the first user or the second user, if I want, as example, John, or if I want Emma, or if I want Sally, or whoever. So each user have a different identifier, unique identifier. We talked about it, which is the ID. So in the table that called users in our database, each user have a unique ID. So that's the dynamic part I need to include in my URL to identify which user I'm targeting. In this case, let's assume that I'm targeting user number one. So this is the dynamic part of my URL, which is number one. This is the parameter. So how can I do that? If I click enter now, you will see that I have nothing here, 404. So how can I do that in the routes? Simply, guys, let's create a new route, and that route, it will take a get method. Okay, get. So yeah, we have it like this. So as you can see, we have here, guys, we have just created a user's route with an ID. Okay, so this let's for a second remove this part, and also let's remove this. We will be talking about it later on. So if we just do some return here, return, and we are just returning a string. Okay, guys, so let's just say hello world, hello user. Okay, so let's just put a comma and go here, hello users. Yeah, refresh the page, you will see that we have hello users here, or hello user. So this is our route. How to make this route, how to add parameter to this route? Let's just do some control Z a little bit, go back in time, and here is it. So you need first of all to use you need first of all to use curly brackets, and in the curly brackets you need to pass your parameter. This parameter can be anything. It just need to start with a letter. Okay, so let's just remove this for now. It's another topic. So in this case, guys, you can access this users and then include the ID. This ID can be fetched from the database. We will talk about it later. That's why I said we will be learning more about it when we apply the real project. So this ID can be fetched from the user, from the database. So and then included here. So in this case, let's just return something. Let's just return, and here, let's say here is a user parameter, just something like this, and we go back. We go back to our front end. Now you see the user's URL is not available anymore for 404. So why this is happening? Because if you look again here, we changed the URL. Now we changed the URL and we added an ID here. It is now it is must. You have to add an ID. So this ID, to make this work, we have to, as example, to say 1. Now as you can see, everything is working as expected because we followed the URL convention here. So what if I want to make this, by the way, you can put anything here because it is we did not specify what kind of IDs we want. So we can just use any ID. It can be numbers, it can be letters, it can be whatever. So and again, this ID is must. What if I want to make it optional? What if I want to make this parameter here, the part that comes in the URL after the users is option, is mandatory now. I must use it. But what if I want to make it optional? If I want to make it optional, simply I need to come here, guys, and just use this question mark. Now let's go back here and not use this one. Click enter. You see now it can work without adding parameter. If I add parameter also, it will be working because it is optional now. After using the question mark, it became optional. Just to make this more clearer, now I can access the ID. This ID, this parameter here, I can access it and, as example, return it in my front end, or just use it in a hidden field, something, whatever you want to make with it, you can have access to it. And it's really important part to have access to your parameters, because sometimes you want to print something out on your screen based on that parameter. So you want to say, if the user of the ID is 4, then print the information of that user for on the screen. So let's just understand and learn how can we access it. Remember that we have here, before we have this yeah, I made a mistake here, so let's just remove the mark, and we have here ID. You can name it anything, it will understand that this ID belongs to this one, so you can name it ID or whatever you want to name it. Just give it a name, variable. I can, as example, return an array. Can return this array, so ID, and the value of the ID will be the dynamic value that we pulled out from the URL. So this ID here, guys, is coming from here, which is the same value will be passed here. And also let's just say, for clarification, name, and in this case the name will be, as example, Sally. Okay, so the name will be Sally. Okay, and that's it. So if we go again to the front end, refresh, as you can see, we have the ID is 4 and the name is Sally. If we just change this ID and call it, as example, 8, click enter, you see this one here changed dynamically. So now I have, in my front end, I have access to this parameter and I can use it. I can pass it to some logical function or whatever, wherever I want to use it, and it can be really useful in this case. So in simple words, and in a quick video, we learned, guys, about routes. We learned that routes, the routes parameters. We learned how to create them, how to use them, what they are used for, and how to make them optional, how to make them mandatory, and also how to have access to their values inside our front end or inside our application. That's it for today's video. Hope to see you again in the next video. If you have any question, leave a comment under the video, and see you later.